Okay.
I don't think anyone can hear that.
That's all right. That's better that way.
Okay, we're back.
What's up, YouTubes?
Still drinking orange juice. Maybe I should open my bottle of wine, but it's just 1
Yeah, go
p.m.
for it.
Yeah, 10 a.m., 10 p.m. It's all the same now.
Okay, you do the
You talk
intro.
on-
I'll open my bottle of wine, and you just tell us about what we're doing today. Be right back.
Weekends don't exist anymore.
Wait, are we live?
What's the? Oh, we're live.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Cool.
Live with Roller Girl.
Here, making video history. So, what did we watch this week? I mean, that's the first thing we got to talk about, right? There's so much TV and movies, and all the James Bonds finally finished, and yeah, some cool
Wait,
stuff.
what?
Yeah, what
do you
did
mean?
you watch? Oh, there's just so much on. Like,
What did I watch? Been
I finished-
consuming a lot of like online cooking material. Like
oh yeah, a bit of Rick Stein.
gotten really into like this fermenting show called It's Alive. It's really interesting.
Yeah, fermentation
Yeah.
is dope.
Yeah.
I watched Nailed
Yeah,
It.
I'm making a starter.
Oh,
Super
oh,
exciting.
really? Yeah, we made sourdough
I've never
the
been
other
so
day.
excited by something that just sits in a jar and you can't do anything with it.
Cheers,
Most of the
friends.
time.
I'm back.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of something, Nikki.
You're doing a starter. What are you doing? What did I miss? I'll watch it later. Okay, sorry.
Sourdough starter.
you can edit it later.
We were talking
Yeah, making
about,
a starter for sourdough,
Mm.
which is pretty cool.
but I don't know how we got there from. We're talking about
You
what movies
asked-
and shows we've been watching this week.
No.
There's lots of good stuff on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
There was a new season of Nailed It. That was really good. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was on last night. Amazing.
oh you're
That's
living
so
the best
good.
life. You're living the best life.
Yeah.
I watched 2 hours of Family Feud yesterday. It was really good.
Like the American one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the American one. Yeah. The German
Yeah,
one is
see,
also pretty good, but
Yeah, what's this guy's name, the comedian? He's so funny.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey, yeah, like in this
Great
really
mustache.
simple slapstick kind of way. It's just so good. Like when someone says something, it's like, ah, you know, like when you watch the best of Steve Harvey, it's good. Yeah.
I loved
Anyway.
it. Anyway, last time we started with a couple of questions and we got asked more questions. Should we do the questions first?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, we have a really...
I was just going to say thanks to everyone who watched too.
Oh
We
yeah,
didn't
that's right.
expect many people to watch. So
Yeah. I was genuinely surprised by how much response you got.
well, and then I thought about how desperate times are and people are just interacting with anything.
There's only
and,
so much Netflix you can watch.
you know. Yeah.
Okay, first question is from Adelaide's King of Bouldering, J.T. Taylor. It's not an easy question. Do you have mentor setters or people you'd like to work with?
Mentor setters.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a big question. I don't want to go first this time. I feel like I went first a lot in the last
That's
episode.
a nice little puff piece to open up with, you know? Like, how about what's your favorite, I don't know, like move or something? No. Mentors, I don't know. Everyone that we get to work with is a mentor because they all bring different things, different opinions, different ideas. That's the cool thing about creative industry. But specifically, like, I don't know, I think any of the like international setters in their like 30s to 50s are pretty wise, have a lot of like good ideas, and because I guess the craft is based so much on experience and trialing what works and doesn't work. Like these people have like lots of like made all these mistakes already. So people like, you listen to like Jackie, I think, or you know, like Tonde, or I'm sure there's like equivalent people in Germany, Nikki, like, and yeah, they're like really wise to listen to because they've already. Oh, we lost Padre.
We lost Pat.
Hold on. He has fallen into shadow already.
The Melbourne Wi-Fi.
The Mogul Blade.
Oh
Those
man.
houses in Melbourne, Abbotsford. Yeah.
Like the real lockdown in Victoria. No Wi-Fi anymore. Everything's shut up. Oh, there he is.
Back. Yeah, awesome.
What's he
Yeah,
doing?
that's for me. I really like all these like older generation and like all for different reasons.
When it comes to me, I don't have a mentor setter. When I was younger, I was quite happy to meet a lot of people and to see how they work. Nowadays, I'd like to work with someone who's like not in our business, someone like Elon Musk, who's like thinking outside of the box. Like, what can we do with a flamethrower here, or like a Tesla onto the wall? At least like he has to be fun and open-minded. I think that's the kind of people you want to work with, or like I want to work with in the future. And it's really hard for me to tell one person, to pick one person, because I don't actually know how they work until I've worked with them. So
What about like, I guess, like mentor when you're like coming up in the game, you know, when you're coming up?
Yeah, Toby helped me a lot, but on the other hand, it's also like at first I was not like intimidated, but always like open-minded to meet other people, and was like, okay, maybe this guy or this guy can teach me something. But in the end, it's more or less like everyone is doing his setting in his style or in his own way. So no, I don't have any mentor setups like this where I'm going to when I have any questions or I'm not sure, insecure about stuff. It's more or less like there are people I'd like to work with, but it's more like from the United States, for example, because I haven't been there yet, and maybe the setting culture is differently over there, and that's what I wanna learn and experience. But it's not like, okay, this person, I really have to meet this guy and to set with him. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I think, Pat, you're the only one who hasn't said anything. Wait, can you hear us? he's frozen, or he is just like doing a really good job of... Oh, there he goes. He moved. I don't know what's going on.
Can you hear us? It's your turn, yeah.
Oh man, I can live in like some World War II bunker where like no signal can get in or out, and I'm tethering everything off my phone, so it's very bad. But yeah, same. Yeah, totally. I agree with what both of you said.
You just put 2 thumbs up from now on whenever you freeze.
Okay, cool.
Australia, I think summing up, like mentors is tricky because the industry is so much younger than the established countries as well. Like maybe 20, 15 years behind. So a lot of the times we just made stuff up as we went. And like you're so far away from the rest of the world that you really have this like, there was no one like doing much setting before you. You could carve out your own path, find your own information, find your own way. For sure, there was an older generation, people like Rob and Peter, for us specifically, who taught us a lot of stuff. But yeah, there wasn't like a really deep lineage of route setting already in Australia, I think. Yeah.
It's also that the industry grows so quickly. So if you have any questions, you have to deal with them on your own for the first time, because not everyone has been in this situation before. And I think like, what is it now that you've been to Europe and other places, visited different gyms? Do you still feel like you need a mentor, or you need someone to tell you what to do that much better? Do you still feel like you're behind?
No, not really.
No.
No.
I think what was really cool for, well, for me personally, but I'm sure Dan sort of feels the same, was, like you said, we had this experience of like having all these people come to Australia and sort of throw in their ingredients into the pot. And the setting culture and the knowledge in Australia kind of developed into sort of its own thing. And all these people throughout the years certainly had like an influence on it, but I wouldn't like say that like one specific person is like the be all end all like mentor that I look up to. There's definitely people that I've worked with throughout the years that like have had an impact on how I approach setting, and certainly helped me grow my skills. But yeah, when we did our German tour with you, it was quite cool to sort of go to a lot of places and be like, oh, like we have our own funk and our own style, and some things are similar, some things are different, but yeah, like it was sort of like, oh, I kind of like know what I'm doing, and we've got something that's a little bit different, and yeah, it was quite refreshing and really fun to see.
Cool. Yeah. So JT, I think, and I hope we answered your question. Otherwise, send us a message if you want to know anything more. Next question is from a legend as well. Rob Saunders asks us the evolution of climbing holds, the evolution of climbing holds and volumes and its effects on setting style. Ooh, also a hard question.
Man, woo. Who's going first? Maybe Pat while he can still talk. Before the MBN lets him down.
What the effect of modern holds and volumes has had on routesetting?
Yeah.
Huge, probably. Like, I mean, we've seen it. We saw it from even like from the old urban climb days. The goal was like to produce like outdoor type setting, outdoor type climbing. I used to like be obsessed with holds that were shaped like, you know, like the font set or the Waco set or like anything like that. That I was like, yeah, I feel like I'm just like climbing in that place. But yeah, I also remember the first time that we managed to get a wooden volume onto our concrete mushroom. Like we had these like these like volumes that my dad and I had made for the gym, painted with just like really like the wrong type of paint, and we had built these like wooden backing plates that you would like attach to the wall and then drill the volume onto that. It was like this whole ordeal, but as soon as you put a volume on, it was like level up. All of a sudden, like you can do so much more with the wall. And then yeah, like I was saying before, throughout the years, like different setters come and just kind of like repeatedly blow your mind with new ideas, and you take the parts that you like, leave the parts that you don't like. And I mean, yeah, you can see it now, the setting styles that you see in gyms and competitions, like completely different, right? But I love all of it. I still love setting just like powery, crimpy, you know, throws on a 45 wall, and then I love parkour shit as well. So yeah, for me, it's been like super great.
Yeah, I think if I have to summarize it in one word, it's more or less like freedom, because you have way more possibilities and the freedom to create whatever you want. Like you said, Pat, in former times you had like walls which were unforgiving, like these concrete walls. You couldn't screw holes wherever you wanted, so you had predicaments like where you had to place holes and which angle, and because if they are too tall they spin and stuff like this. So it's just more freedom to have plywood walls, plywood volumes, huge holes, small holes, so you can create whatever you want. And this is like also running into problems, because nowadays we have to find the balance to create the parkour shit and the outdoor style shit, and like to mix everything together to create the blend which we like, and which hopefully you as our customers love and like. But in general, just freedom and more choices, and I like that.
Yeah, I think about this a lot, this question, and I actually think the opposite way to what I think most people's answer is, because I actually think nowadays like you're saying, Nikki, with freedom, we can create more outdoor climbing experience than you could have 10 to 20 years ago. And we do. The difference is that what people labeled as what they wanted to climb on for the outdoors, or like training for the outdoors, was just like simple sequences and cruxes that would occur maybe in the middle of their routes, or like on simple sandstone climbing. Like I know the sandstone influenced probably the setting in Australia a lot, where it was mostly just crimps locking down and going to the next edge. But what I think, like the people who are a part of this generation, they're always denouncing how climbing has changed and indoor climbing has changed and is not like the outdoors anymore. I think that's absolutely a lie, because indoor climbing is more like the outdoors now. It's that it's more like what they didn't want to climb outdoors. So now you can walk into a climbing gym, and if you'd really traveled the world and were, you know, pretty cultured, you could see that that is something you'd climb in Castle Hill. That's a mantle you'd do in Fontainebleau. That's like a crimp throw that you do in Rocklands. That is like granite slab climbing you might do in Squamish. And that's how I think gyms have evolved, because before they used to be just representative of a monoculture that was based around the climbers and what they were training for in those areas. And now I think the technology has given us the ability to bring all of these like different worldly experiences and be able to have the freedom, like you said, to create them in the gym. So I don't think it's that like climbing in the gym has moved away from being able to replicate what's outdoors. I think we've been able to do that better. It's just like whether, I mean, it's tricky because it's like, what do people want to climb? You know, everyone's got their own flavor. Some people just want to climb like crimpy, throwy things. And they choose to not go on those holidays to those other places where you don't get that, right? And I think gyms provide more of that now. One good example for people is like, if you've climbed a crack or an off-width in a gym in recent times, or like a crazy corner where you're just pushing, you couldn't have set this 15 years ago because of the volume and fiberglass technology wasn't there. Maybe even wall technology wasn't there in Australia. And now you can. But then people are happy to go to like Frog, like a crack climbing region in Brisbane all winter. And, you know, they're climbing crazy corners and chimneys and pushing with their back and placing cams and stuff. And as soon as you put that inside a gym, that's like out of this world insane idea. But chimney climbing's as old as like rope, basically. So I don't know. It's an interesting one for me. It's like if you make a press in a corner now, it's like, well, that's crazy. What are you doing? It's like Royal Robbins was like bloody doing chimneys in the 50s. So and it's interesting. I think people need to come into their gym and view it a little differently sometimes. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Deep political opinion. I love it.
But don't you agree? Like for the first time, you can actually make more of anything.
Yeah, I agree. I said freedom.
Yeah.
It's more or less like, evolution led us to the possibility that we can do whatever we want. Like, well,
you can make a roof off width right now if you wanted to. If money and wall and your brain was not an issue, you could do it. Crazy.
That's true.
What an amazing time.
I think so. The effects are, in my opinion, only good. Like more holes, more volumes, better walls, and more versatile climbers as well. As you mentioned before, it's not only pulling anymore. It's also people who love going in many different directions. And like for me, for example, when I turned 40, no more steep walls, only vertical and slab from this day on. Only 8 more years where I can climb on overhanging stuff. But from the day when I turned 40, only slab. Only slab.
Why are you picking 40 as like this cutoff number?
I don't know, like especially now here in isolation, I feel that my body gains a lot of weight and I don't fit anymore to climb anything which is more like than 20 degrees.
I don't know, man. Those guys in masters at the comps, they can fucking pull hard on some pretty steep stuff.
Yeah, but they are fit.
Just look at Fred Nicole. He's like my idol.
But yeah, take a look at these.
There you go, JT.
Yeah. Yeah. Good question anyway, but I think we could talk about, especially about the evolution of climbing or like indoor setting, like for hours and hours. Maybe we should do that. But maybe we should continue to another question, which is easier this time.
I'll be quicker.
Take all your time. Mehdi asked, what is our favorite music to set to?
Oh,
There are like two. I think there's one Urban Climb Spotify setting playlist, which is one of my favorites. I think.
Which one? Mom and Dad?
Mums and Dads.
Yeah, that's a good playlist.
That's a really good playlist.
It's too much Bruce Springsteen for me.
Yeah, but like, or in general, good hip hop or rock music, guitar music, but it really depends on the group as well, like the group of setters. Someone is not into hip hop, it doesn't like, it's not lit for him, it's not his vibe, so he's not vibing. I learned this word. And so I think vibing. Have you heard that word?
Vibing, yeah.
Vibing, yeah.
But I love it with the German accent too. Vibing. Vibing Sie?
So hip hop, Biggie.
Ist nicht vibing.
So for me, it's Biggie or guitar music.
Rock and roll. Yeah, for me, it's
yeah.
Anything like, number one is that makes you happy. Generally, usually like results in like better climbs. But then anything, this is personal, but lyrics are really good for me, like old rock classics.
Mm-hmm.
The worst things are like trance, psytrance, techno, Kraftwerk. Oh my God. Like where it's repetitive and like, it's just like, or funk jazz or something. It just keeps going. It doesn't help you like be inspired or come up with an idea. For me, that's personal. I need like lyrics and a good mix of genres. So you're like, oh, now we're on like a punk song. So like, it's going to like fuel my anger and be like, fuck it, I am going to make that roof off with right now. And fuck the people. Yeah. Take that. Yeah. And you get like different genres give you different emotions, I think, but definitely with some lyrics. Mm-hmm. Some nostalgia is good. No jazz.
Yeah, I would agree. Anything that you can sing along to, like some days, like you can be like really tired or just like in a bit of a mood. And if you can just like distract your part of your brain with like just singing along to a song, it makes such a huge difference rather than having like a thumping like beat in the back of your head. But for me, if I'm manning the Spotify, I tend to lean towards like hip hop a lot. I love Wu-Tang. I love Tribe Called Quest. Just like good 90s hip hop. But I also actually really like setting to jazz because even though it's like not lyrics and stuff or not necessarily structured, I find it's like just really good like brain. I don't know. It's like just like does something to my brain when I'm setting that just like allows me to think more weirdly or just do stuff differently. And I don't know, it's so mood dependent. Sometimes I just put on like Dead Kennedys.
Abstract.
What do you think about setters listening to their own music? I've seen more and more setters like putting the headphones on and just like, okay, you do your thing and I'm listening to my music. What do you think about this?
I think it depends on how you like to work. I think in our team, we're very like team based. Like it's very much a team culture and like collaborative. So I really like being able to like just quickly like call someone over or share ideas or like joke around and stuff like that. I find if someone's like really tuned in and just in their own planets, I like don't get much energy from them during like the setting period. So, I mean, I think it's just up to you, like how you like to work, but I like the communal kind of culture.
Yeah, I prefer to have everyone listening to the same music, because it always gives me a good feeling if I'm standing on my ladder and I'm just looking around. I see Pat over there just being a little up. Then I take a look over at Dan and he's humming and singing. And I have so many videos like when we were setting and everyone is just singing and dancing along.
Yeah.
And I think it just like creates a beautiful vibing.
Yeah,
of the whole setting too.
That's a good point for sure. I think there comes a tipping point, like where your venue is like too loud and just like busy and sucks. So you need to like kind of block some noise out. But that's like a pretty rare and horrible scenario. But yeah, can occur if you just have like all these fans going and like hundreds of people. Yeah.
In summer. Yes.
Good question.
Really good question. Next one is also good. Luke Rayner. Do you pull moves from outdoors to inspire indoors?
Sup, Luke?
Hey, Luke.
Luke, I hope your mustache is still going strong. Do I pull moves from outdoors? I don't know, Dan. Maybe you can go first. I need to think.
Yeah.
Or Nikki, you can go first if you want as well.
I think the only move I can think of, which I ever tried to recreate from outdoors, like really, is probably the rainbow rocket jump, because I've never seen this before. Which is like you have a ledge, you jump and you kick again on the ledge, which was your hold, to jump higher. I think this was the only time I ever tried to set something from outdoors indoors, because usually I try just to recreate probably a feeling which I had outdoors and I want to feel it again, or just see, okay, this was like a really open array where I was scared all the time. Maybe I can recreate this feeling in an easier grade so more people can appreciate it. But it's not that, no. For me personally, I could not think of a move I tried to recreate. No.
Yeah, so I think to elaborate on that, I think we take a lot of principle from the outdoor climbing we do. So like a lot of very large principles, whether it's the biomechanics of moves or the memory, like Nikki is saying. I don't like try to do like direct replication of things, because controversial statement of the night, but we can make stuff better than what you climbed outside. And it's actually true though. Like, so if you look at something like Longueuil Bends, like beautiful slab arête in Fontainebleau, when you're in Fontainebleau and you're like climbing this arête, and you're like, this is the most amazing slab arête in the world. But really, if you replicate it and put it inside, bet you with a couple of tweaks, you can make something that's even like just a bit better, right?
I can't believe you picked Longueuil Bend as the first.
Well, I wanted to go like
problem
really
to like go
really
for.
high.
Like,
I'm going in really high because it is the best outdoor
I can
boulder
hear
ever.
the unsubscriptions just like ticking over.
No,
You just killed
controversy
Nikki's.
is good. It's good for media. Like, so my point is maybe
We're bigger than
like,
Jesus.
yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't know. Shit. What's the question anyway? Like, yeah.
No, I totally get what you're saying. And yeah.
We draw like principles, mechanics. Like you might like go on a holiday and you climb Longueuil Bends, insert video, amazing. And then you come home and you're like, well, now I want to set a kind of really bouncy one-sided sketchy slab arête, but you're not going to set like that exact thing. You're going to take those like overarching principles, the mechanics of going, what makes that like really fun to like climb? And then after a while you realize like also what's just amazing and the best thing about climbing outdoors is the people that you're with, the location that you're in Franchard-Issetis, and there's beautiful trees around, there's nature, your friends are there, you're eating a baguette and a eclair for lunch, And the climbing that
You
you
can't
actually do
recreate the atmosphere and the
no,
yeah.
it's the ambiance. It's like
Mm.
so the climbing is this
Mm.
much in a whole experience. Like,
I think Nikki's freaking out because the Zoom
Yeah,
call
we're
is
running.
about to end.
I
oh my
think
God, go.
we're running out of time, so I will stop it and then we'll start it again. Wait.
And then no one will know that there was a cut in between of that sentence. Seamless.
No one will
Movie
know.
magic. No one will know.
Where did we start?
What were we talking about like 3 seconds ago?
You were paying out the best boulder problem in the world, probably. That's controversial.
Dan was trying to alienate us from every climber in the world. No, I think, I think I kind of agree with Dan's points that you like take more like the inspiration or like I guess you try and like recreate the feel of like certain places that you've been to. Like I remember after the first time I went to Font, we came back to the gyms in Brisbane, and I just like, I don't know, my setting style was like way different because I just wanted to try these like completely different movements, and then I just added that to like the repertoire of moves and ideas that I work with. And I think that kind of happens with just places you go and climb. So rather than, I remember back in the day, like when I first started setting, I was very much like, I'm going to set the crux sequence of this climb or this, but you can never like get it right. So you always end up just doing like your bastardization of it anyway. And you just make it like more comfortable for yourself. So like Dan was saying, you just make it better.
That's what I think as well. Like there are two things you cannot do, or like I think when it comes to slabs, like there are like different angle changes in the outdoors which you cannot recreate, which are just like there are so many Castle Hill like problems and Fontainebleau slabs which you just cannot recreate, but you want to recreate the feeling. And on the other hand, many of the outdoor areas are fucking painful. Like I hate these holes. Like a lot of people are like, okay, I got a 3D scanner now. This is a classic problem. I'm like, why should I touch this? It's terrible. Just like
the worst people in the world.
You got this little thing of quartzite, then you pull your middle finger around it, and then you got 3 tries before you start bleeding. It's just like, here, take my middle fingers and stop it,
I don't
please.
want to start talking about these people, Nikki.
So outdoor climbing is the best. I love it, but it's more or less about for me, it's about the atmosphere and not
shade.
and not about the pain. So there are a lot of outdoor climbs, like Dan said, which we could recreate in a nicer way. I wouldn't have picked Ongle bands, but Dan did it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe this is probably like better than we can actually
make.
That's
a great bowl.
I should also add in there that like we can make some better stuff. And I'm saying the royal we. I don't mean us we. I mean like Routesetters. But we can also make a lot of worse stuff than what's out there too.
Yeah, true.
Like pretty easily. Yeah. But the point of the statement is that it's very open. Like we're going back to this freedom. Like the indoors isn't bound by many parameters. Like you can just go there now.
What I have to say is like moves from the outdoors, which are hard because they're outdoors, we are able to recreate them way easier. So they are more approachable for way more climbers in a gym. So in a gym, or let's put it this way, which outdoor areas do you know worldwide which have like really easy but still interesting boulder problems? I know only 2, Castle Hill and Fontainebleau, where you can climb V2 and you're like, oh, that's amazing. I will never forget that. While you're going to Switzerland and you climb V2 and it's you climb V10 and it's just like really, yeah. And it's South Africa as well. Like the majority of good boulders I experience in South Africa is 7B and above. So, but in a gym you have amazing boulders in every grade, and this is, I think, really good. So we pull some moves and recreate them indoors, or just slightly different, but way easier and way more comfortable. I think that's what I'd like to say about this topic.
Yeah, next time you're climbing something outdoors, if you like viewed it through the guise of like, if we put that inside, what would that actually function like? Like I have some favorite boulders like we set up in near Brisbane in Red Bank, like Tuscan Raider is an example at Tatooine. And I'd lose my job if I made that inside. It's just razor blades. But you know, I kind of like the pain when I'm out there like on it, and it's a whole different like experience, right? It's sharp. It's really sharp. But that's part of the whole thing, is that you have to pull into the pain, like when you're doing this boulder problem, like outside. And yeah, that's a whole nother topic, whether the indoors should like replicate this uncomfortableness as well.
Yeah, I'm not totally against it. Like this razor sharp stuff, I love it from time to time as well, because it's just like endure the pain, go into the pain, enjoy the pain is your friend, and then start moving. While in the indoors, even though we have sharp holes, they heat up way quicker, they get slippery, so it's not like same.
I hope that answers Luke's question.
What was the question?
Yeah, do we pull moves from outdoors?
The question was, do you take moves from outdoors? So the short answer is no. But
to inspire indoors, maybe like, yeah, he said to inspire indoors. Yeah.
The long answer is yes, I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's kind of like this, it's like a cloud you keep, right, of moves. So the more you just go and travel the world and climb stuff, well, this is certainly for me, you're not remembering every single one of those boulders, but you go and you do, like Nicky said, a whole circuit in Fontainebleau, like 40 red boulders in Bacuvier. I can't tell you actually what those boulders exactly are, but the general feel I remember is pretty low grades, very complex, very interesting, required a lot of flexibility. You store those sort of principles, the mechanics, in your memory bank, and hopefully, you know, like
that's it. You remember the experience that it created, and that's what
the whole thing with learning, right? It's like, why did you do maths A, B, or C in school? Like, you've forgotten exactly what you learned, but I'm sure there's some principles that you remember from it, right?
Yeah.
That you apply. Yeah.
Yeah, skip it. Okay, we don't have any questions anymore, but we prepared something else, right? Who prepared something? Well, yeah, we have one more segment of this show, I'd like to call it, which is stuck in isolation. What are people doing at home? And Pat prepared something. How does it work now?
I prepared something. Ah, shit, you're putting me on. Oh yeah, I wasn't meant to share my screen, wasn't I?
How do I?
Hold on. Yeah. Give me 2 seconds and I'll set it up. Okay. So so obviously everyone's in quarantine, and it seems like everyone is building their own woody / hangboard / training material at home, which is understandable because all the gyms are shut, and you got to get that fixed. So Dan did a bit of collecting of people's creations, and we're going to go through them and boards in a segment that we like to call Name That Board. And then, I don't know, hopefully you have some like cool title or something to go here. Maybe a little.
I thought we were playing Say My Name.
I think that was a song we were going to use, but we'll have to see what the lawyers say.
Bloody
okay, it's either called Name My Board or Say My Name. Okay, cool.
I don't have a lawyer.
No one's saying these times.
Oh, you don't. I don't know. Some sick people out there. All right, so I'm going to screen share. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, it's.
I gotta say too, we're gonna have some fun with this. We're truly actually inspired by what you've been able to turn around in the past 2 weeks. Yeah, so
Bunnings is still open.
Bit of banter, like no disrespect.
So here we have submission number 1.
I'm calling it Le Eiffel Corner.
Yeah, I'm calling it not finished.
I call it Stairway to Heaven because it's just like Yeah, I like this angle of the left side. Just like
Hmm.
15, probably 20, like perfect angle to set a circuit and just to listen to Stairway to Heaven like on repeat. And then after 5 days, repeating.
What kind of holds would you guys recommend for these angles?
All the stuff from the outdoors.
2 finger pockets. 2 finger pockets. It's like a perfect
Yeah.
angle just to go.
A lot of 3D scanned crimps.
Okay.
All right, let's move on.
It's been a salty episode.
This is.
This looks like a hangboard, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive for like a home job.
Yeah. How did you drill these holes? They are not symmetrical, right? They're like. Maybe they're already adjusted to the finger size because they don't have the same diameter.
Possibly.
I'm going to call it Anjurin.
It reminds me of a robot or
Can you
a
explain
droid.
for people who might not be Tolkien fans?
That's the sword once it's reforged, right? Which is a great honor for your board to be called Anjurin. Nikki, what do you think?
Yeah, I would call it.
I would call it like a droid. Like if I rotate it 90 degrees, it looks like slots of General Grievous eyes.
Oh, yeah.
I'll call it the General.
The general.
General is good.
I'll call it the Beastmaker 100.
Also good because like the next evolution, we all know what it is. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But is it like?
All right.
Sorry, can you?
Oh, sorry. You have more notes.
Like like these side. Can you move your mouse lower left? Yeah, this thing. Like, is it like? Are you supposed
I'm
to?
not sure if they're structural supports for the
Or is it just
frame or whether
distance?
they're pinches.
Pinches. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
never
might be
I
pinching.
didn't think about this.
Maybe the whole thing's meant to be vertical and you just pinch stuff.
I think it's actually meant to be this way up.
So you go like slot campusing. Yeah.
They're actually all finger crack. It's a finger crack hangboard.
Yeah.
Very revolutionary.
Cool.
All right, let's move on.
I'm calling this the Jolly Roger because I think that's a pirate's leg with a pulley. But I actually need to see the follow-up to this. I want to see this in action, this bad boy.
How does it work? Is it like I call it the tandem because I see like one guy holding up this leg and the other guy is like doing the weight exercises while the other guy is lifting this leg.
Yeah,
I don't know how it's supposed to work.
I'm
Andre the
so
Giant.
confused. I would call it something like the Guantanamo or something like it looks like some sort of. I said it looked like some sort of torture device. I wasn't sure on the name, but I went with the Guantanamo. I don't work in marketing. Yes, I do. This looks pretty good.
This is really good.
I see some flat hold, right?
Yeah, some flathead cayuse.
Caillou.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Spared
nice
no
hold
expense.
selection.
Yeah, I'd like to climb the orange boulder. It looks like an interesting mantle.
Pretty futuristic.
You push into the roof and just like brace yourself across. Yeah. And then swing around that pole down the end there.
I call it the simple sunset because it has simplicity, only a couple of holes, but a nice arrangement of colors, and it looks like a sunset.
Yeah, that's nice. That's good.
Nice.
I like it.
I like that.
Okay, so this might just be a regular hangboard. Maybe we should go to the next.
This is actually a Beastmaker 100.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'd like to see the antique hangboard above it.
Yeah.
Is that an ICP board?
It could be. This is from.
Who submitted this, Dan?
Yeah, about the submitting of these photos.
Cool. No one submitted it.
Like 2 people, and then I just had to steal the rest. But they're all, people are good. People are good. This is
Cool,
Joey
cool.
Joe Juniors.
All right, I would call this one a very good product tested commercial hangboard.
Yeah, I would call this the Eltron Hubbard. It's pretty futuristic. I don't know.
The Ron Hubbard. Okay, cool.
Eltron.
Eltron.
Eltron, because Scientology is not sci-fi enough.
No.
Keep rolling.
All right, here we go. Is it?
That looks legit.
Yeah, this thing's really good.
God.
I actually don't have any witty remarks or comments about this one.
Really?
It looks like a really good woody.
I like the matting.
Yeah.
Like you see the drop zone in the middle, the wrinkles, but it's like
Yeah, it's good.
I've seen worse climbing walls. So
Yeah, this is really good, actually.
Mm.
I think I call this future happiness. The laughing was at Eltron, by the way.
Yeah,
Not that word.
No, that woody was actually like really, like
Yeah,
really
great.
good.
this is epic. Like whose basement is
This?
Yeah, so this is Ryan Gaskin. So isn't Ryan's a really good competition climber out of Northern Territory, right? He posted it up on our urban community page, and that is a good woody, good density, good hold selection.
Man.
This is a doomsday prepper.
Yeah.
This is not someone who's knocked up in the past 2 weeks. This is a underground bunker prepper kind of like scenario. This person's been prepping for a while.
I think this is like the dream. That's what I would name this Woody Dream Time. I am like genuinely gobsmacked. This is like so many nice holds on there, like flat hold fiberglass.
Urban
Cheetah
Climb West
boomerangs,
End.
man.
I wish the West End gym had holds as good as this woody. Yeah.
That's super impressive. And I'm slightly jealous.
Yeah, really nice. That's good density. What's that like? Probably 40 holds per square meter. Luxury.
Oh, it's amazing.
All
Yeah.
right, Rain Man.
I think this is from Justin Wallace.
Is it built? Is it structure of your house?
No, they built this. People have been building these little crack simulators, like just vertical ones. Johnny Schwartz built one the other day too, like this.
What I like is that it looks like design, architecture. It also saves a lot of space once we're out of this time. How do you call it?
That's just someone's wall frame that they took the plaster off the wall.
Called I don't know. It's a really good idea though. Like you can even sling that bolt in the middle there and practice clipping in. And
yeah, not bad.
I'll call it the jungle jam because it's like in the middle of a jungle and you're jamming and you're listening to Bob Marley and it's just like that's cool. That's what you want to do if you're stuck at home.
Jungle jamming with you.
The jungle jam.
Nice one.
Cool.
Justin's Jungle Jam. I like this. I like that there's like the centerpiece is a bat hang. That's pretty cool. Good setting.
Yeah, any woody that you can set a bat hang on will get you through the quarantine for sure.
Yeah. Are any of your holds you designed on there, Pat? Some ICPs on there? Maybe.
Not that I can see. There's some classic uncarved block though.
Yeah,
I used to really like those pockets.
Yeah, really nice selection of Australian holds there, some old ones.
Classic
Good stuff. I
nice
call
mattress too.
This is the bat hang, so this is the bat out of hell, Woody.
Not the
I call it the bat cave.
Bat cave is good. Yep.
I'd like to know whether the upper ledge is stable at all. It's really thin. The screws are in the middle. Might splinter at some point. I call it the splinter, master splinter. That's what I call it because I guess it will split. I'll call it master splinter.
Master splinter.
I'm in so much trouble.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm calling.
Yeah.
It's all you need. It's functional. This is the utilitarian board. Yeah.
I think
But
I've
Mark-
seen this. I think you got it everything at Bunnings, right? So you get wood, screws, sausage. Best.
No, they stopped the sausage, but
What?
yeah, COVID
No
killed
more
the sausage.
sausage. It's bloody un-Australian.
I like that this got this one little black burl, like a little black knot in the top left. Maybe you can do something with that part. I don't know.
Very aesthetic. Maybe you can just use your creative brain.
Moly, moly, moly. Yeah, very nice. Really good job.
Yeah, I like it. I like that someone out there was just like, I just need a fucking edge to hang on.
Yeah.
So they just went to Bunnings, found an edge, fashioned this like simple but effective thing. I love it.
Really good. What do you got? Oh, this is from Tan, employee of Urban Climb. Who,
The good old Metoyos rings, right?
yeah, this is Tan's just rig at home. Yeah, Metolius
Nice.
rings. I just kind of liked how he fashioned them onto there and the different use of cloths and not too worried about the same height. Yeah.
I like that he's being very cautious not to like scratch or damage the frame. That's very responsible.
Probably really brittle steel. You never know. Like in this humidity you're living in Queensland, it could like be rotten and just like so.
Yeah.
True.
Tan's
Very
awesome.
nice.
Get on the Noodle Hunter YouTube channel. So good.
Shout out.
Shout out to Noodle Hunter Tan.
I believe the next one is not a woodie, but I guess it's relevant. Seeing each other at the gym after 3 months of quarantine.
Doug Holt, meme of the week for sure.
Very nice, Doug.
Let off some steam, Bennett. Such a commander.
Anything with Carl Weathers just wins instantly.
Sign me up.
Yeah, sign me up.
We got a stew going.
Baby, you got a stew.
This looks bloody primo.
Yeah, that's perfect. Good width, which is really nice.
Very nice. Very nice, solid looking framing.
Yeah.
Very nice job on the corners there. That looks very solid.
Well lit.
Good width, good height.
I like the dedicated space and area. It's just like, just a corner. You got your couch, you got your table with a speaker on it. You got this small crash pad. It's just straightforward. Shoes, chalk bag.
Yeah, it's like the classic, like when you hear someone say like, I've got a home woodie, like that's the thing that you want to picture. It's just like the classic. I would just call it the classic.
Yeah, nice job on getting width too. Width is really important that people keep not doing. Yeah, really good.
Banger.
All right, that is pimp. Look at those.
It's
Not
also
bad.
pretty hard. Take a look at these flat hole slopers. The red one on the left and the red one on the right. They're just so slippery. Do you think you can actually hold them?
Nikki, they're actually jibbed.
They jibbed. Okay. Are these old Milton holds you got there?
Old Westy holds. This is a staff member, a couple of staff members, Jackie, Hugh, and Blake put this together. There's a brand new Voltomic volume.
Yeah, a Boulder.
In the middle right. Yeah. Actually, this volume, you took this from Collingwood to Brisbane.
I gave it to Max, right?
2 years ago. Yeah, that's that volume. Yeah, really good.
I would call this is like the Scavenger or the Jawa or something like that.
It's a tinkering Jawa for sure.
Tinkering Jawa. This one does have some shapes that I shaped actually, like from my a real rock vibing days.
Which one?
There's a few of them in green.
Mm-hmm.
How do I don't know if, can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
On the screen? Oh, cool. Yeah. Oh, this one here I shaped.
Mm-hmm.
This one here.
Oh, yeah,
this
cool.
one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually pretty happy with this like sandstone set.
Sandstone set was good.
This one here I shaped. This like droopy, pinchy kind of set. It's not bad.
Cool.
Droopy, flamey guys, that were good.
The Scavenger.
So these little things.
That's a flat hole.
This one?
No, that's a pat crimp. Yeah,
Really?
That's an ICP pat crimp.
Yeah.
Ah, I assumed it would be like one of the rustic flowers turned upside down.
No,
Yeah, we get our shapes are confused sometimes. People say I shape a lot like flathead. So anyway,
Yeah.
let's move on.
But you were first, Pat.
It's true.
That's just Bunnings, but I just thought I'd let everyone know that their little climbing walls are closed. So don't go to Bunnings expecting sausage or climbing. It's closed. Next.
And if this is out of your price range, you can always go for the
Wait, we see
what's it called? Master Splinter. Yeah, I'm just saying you have two Bunnings options. You have this one, which is like some sort of grain silo turned into a climbing wall. We've got the $5 hangboard.
Former Soviet turbine, yes. We get good prices.
What country was this made in?
It no longer exists.
Put it in H.
It gives you 15 hectares to a single gallon.
I love this picture. This is like Christmas climbing. You know, you have the lights. You have like the ceiling could be like you could attach some snowflakes on it. You also have like this pure and simple boulder.
Great to see a roof too. We haven't
Yeah.
had a roof yet. Yeah. Like
the Chris Crimper.
And I think they've gone for no textured, kind of glossy paint. So, yeah, awesome. There'll be no smearing in this house.
Yeah, we know smearing in a roof is terrible.
Would not recommend.
But the lighting is awesome. That's going to bring some
amazing ambience.
That is an engineer for sure.
I think it will burn because it's in Queensland. It's black plywood. So like you don't want to touch it. Like as soon as you touch it with your climbing shoes, the rubber will melt.
Actually, it's a really good point, and I think you say it as a joke, but it's worth pointing out to whoever built this. If this is in Queensland in summer, I would be very careful about like holds potentially melting, or at least getting deformed, as we've seen.
What I like is the height. It looks quite high.
Yeah, it's what 3 2x4s. Yeah, perfect. Good length. Really,
yeah, that's
good detail.
Proud and tall, like Minas Tirith.
Good. Yeah, this is Minas Tirith.
Yeah, which also burned a little bit.
So you know, it all works.
Wasn't it Frodo's dreams that it was burning? I don't know.
Next one, but like the White Castle in the back. That's good.
Oh God!
Did someone take Harry Potter's Nimbus, cut it like in half in different parts, and attached like Harry Potter's broom onto this?
This is This looks dangerous. It looks like someone got halfway through screwing the things in.
Might have been
now's a good time to take a photo. I will say that I think it's got great potential. I like that they've laid out the rungs in like a sort of like I don't know, English. I'm like 3 glasses of wine down.
It's a V.
It's a V shape.
This is V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta.
I might call it.
I'm going with the Mighty Duck.
Oh, the Mighty Duck. I might call it Death Row because it reminds me of Suge Knight. It could make you powerful, but at the same time, it's a little bit dangerous. So Death Row.
I'm sure it turned out fine. It's not finished yet.
Very good. A lot of potential, I think.
Yeah.
What I actually do.
Why do we have this photo?
Is if they flip the board, maybe they have different edges once they get bored, you know? Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we can speculate. I'm working with what I've got.
Maybe it's the same edge. I don't know.
Who knows? All right, let's move on.
Oh, that's have a guess who made this one. Someone who's strong with their hands.
Strong with their hands? I don't know.
Don't worry. Hey, let's review it anyway. It's pretty cool. I like the.
It
looks great.
that's so dusty in there, so there must be a lot of chalk around, a lot of like training going on. Like these little slates underneath, are they just attaching points, right? I'm a little bit confused what I see there.
Yeah, it looks like bracket going.
It just looks like an epic like campus station, and it looks like it's getting a lot of use. So whoever it belongs to is going to come out of quarantine like shredded.
Couple of slopers, couple of pinches, not just the edge. So someone taking it pretty seriously. Really wide, like grip as well. Oh, it almost grip.
Yeah, the edge looks also like the lower one looks like really small. I call it the Wolfgang.
Nice.
See those little diagonal pinches?
These.
What's that? Like, man, what is that all about? We need to get a follow-up video of those being used. That's small.
We only have 5 minutes left. We got to keep moving. I call this the dungeon.
We're calling it remedial. Wait, is this the same Bunnings one as before? Or is this... Yeah, this is cool. This
is Bunnings 2.0.
Yeah, this is Bunnings 2000 for me.
Yeah, I'd like to know why he used 2 different kind of screws, but we have to follow up on this.
Maybe it's what people got around the house at the moment. So yeah, well,
we're all Jawas in this scenario.
MacGyver Jawas. That is amazing.
Wow,
that's awesome.
I don't know.
That's all I can say.
That's really good.
Yeah, I call it the King Arthur.
Yeah. Why not?
Something regal.
It's well done.
Cool. Next one.
I like it. I like that they drilled like into the piece of wood. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd like to call it the termite, because that's how it looks like. You know, just like it's so organic and it's made out of one piece, and I used my termites here to
And it's got that like deserty termite mound color to it. Very nice. Very nice, Nikki.
Nice color of wood. Yeah. This is Enter Thunderdome. Is that what that film's called? The Mad Max 2 or 3?
I think it's just called Thunderdome.
Return to
Thunderdome? All I remember is Tina Turner.
The quality of the plywood looks amazing.
Welcome to Thunderdome!
This is an amazing board. Well done. A lot of craft.
They've got some French oak in there.
Nice to see different woods mixed together. Yeah.
Yeah, this looks classy. It's like a Bang & Olufsen hangboard.
Bang & Olufsen. Where did you get these balls? Like, are these like wooden bull balls cut in half and cut again? Or?
They're not here, Nikki. They can't reply to you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just asking.
I'm pretty sure they look like you'd buy like the top of like a post for your staircase, like at Bunnings, and then you like cut it in half. Maybe that's my theory. We'll see what they say.
I really like that you can Gaston on this hangboard.
I'm also liking that these people recess their screws properly. It's good detail. They countersunk really well. Yeah.
Very good.
Mad Max. This is Mad Max for sure.
Yeah, less than a minute left. This is our last board.
That's all the pictures we have. So
we say thank you, and what are we doing next time?
Who knows? We just played by you.
Get some more questions. Maybe we'll interview someone.
More questions.
Talk to. I'd like to talk about some like good local like food spots, cafes around the gyms we work out that we can support too, like West End Coffee House, something like that. Maybe I'll just eat some West End Coffee House for the next like video.
Yeah, thank you. Make me jealous.
I'm sorry, Nikki.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll say goodbye. See you next time. Thank you for sharing your home woodies and boards, and sorry again. And we'd like to see them in action. Yeah, they're amazing. Okay. Bye-bye. Pet cannot wave. Okay, cool. I think he was. That was just a glitch in the matrix. It's murder.